My Uber driver said I wasn't good enough for marriage, so I showed him a small lesson that he might not forget in a very long time. Now, let me tell you how I got myself in this mess with a total stranger. My car recently broke down, so I sent it for repairs. In fact, there were a lot of things that the mechanic advised that I bought and fixed on the car so that it doesn't spoil in the middle of the road again. So I told the mechanic to take his time to buy all the necessary tools in order to make sure that my car is properly fixed before I go for it. So for almost 3 months now, I have been relying on commercial vehicles, taxis, and sometimes Uber in order to go to work. Then on 3 different occasions, each time I requested for Uber in the morning, this particular driver was the one who was available. So with time, we became quite close, though I wouldn't say we were friends. That was how I commuted to and from work for almost 3 weeks. Then I later suggested to this driver that if he happened to be around my workplace in the evenings, he should call me so that I go home with him instead of ordering for a different driver or different Uber. So for almost a month now, he picks me up from home and brings me back home. 2 of my nieces live with me because their parents are not in the country, so I serve as their guardian. So every Friday, I buy either KFC chicken and some Coca-Cola for them, or sometimes they request for pizza. So I get it for them, especially if I get very positive feedback from their teachers at school or from the house help who help me to take care of them. This is more like a motivation to encourage them to continue to be good children. So for 3 weeks, this Uber driver will either park his car at KFC or at a Pizza Hut for me to buy some KFC chicken or pizza for my nieces, and sometimes I buy some for myself. So last week Friday after work, I told the Uber driver to park his car at my favorite Pizza Hut in order to get some pizza for my nieces. So last week Friday after work, I told the driver to drive me to my favorite Pizza Hut in order to get some pizza for my nieces as usual, because their teachers told me that they came first in almost all the class tests that were conducted that week. Then after buying the pizza for my nieces, I decided to buy one for the house help, one for myself, and one for the Uber driver. So in total, I ended up buying 5 pizza. As soon as I sat in the car, I gave the Uber's driver's own pizza to him and kept the rest of the pizza boxes by myself at the back seat in the car. Then this Uber driver turned to look at the boxes containing the pizza, and then he started to ask me a whole lot of questions. The first question that he asked me was, how much did all the 5 boxes of pizza cost me? Then I told him. Then he said that was too much because I could have used that money to prepare food for a whole week, and that it was not a wise thing to do as a woman, because I have just wasted money to buy junk food like pizza. I didn't utter a word. Then he asked me questions after questions after questions after questions. And each time he asked a question, I will answer him politely, though the questions that he asked me were really insulting and abusive about how irresponsible and unwise that I was simply because I bought 5 boxes of pizza to make my nieces and my house help happy. Then when we finally got to my destination, I asked him how much the fare was. When we finally got to my destination, I asked him how much the fare was. But before he told me how much I had to pay, he asked me if I was married, and I told him no. Then this driver actually gave me the best insult of my life. Then he said, I knew it. Which man in his right senses will marry a woman like you who cannot cook and will be wasting money on buying junk food every now and then? Then he even went on to say that if I was wise, I would stop buying junk food outside. He also said that I can even buy my own car instead of ordering for the services of Uber and taxis if I stop buying junk food outside and save the money instead. At this point, I couldn't take it anymore, the insult that he was throwing at me. So I asked him again how much I had to pay. Then he finally mentioned the fare. So I put the money on the front seat. But before I finally got out from his car, I collected the box of pizza that I bought for him and entered the house. I later blocked his number when I got to the house. The following day, he used another number to send me a very long message asking me and telling me how unkind I was for taking the pizza that I bought for him. Did I do something wrong? Did I go too far for taking back my own pizza, which I bought with my own money for this driver? And as a result, he had to rain insult upon insult upon insult on my life simply because I have decided to be nice and kind to a total stranger that I bought a pizza for. When I narrated the story to some of my colleagues at work the following day, they felt that I was being petty and that I shouldn't have taken the pizza. Was I really being petty? Most of them said that I should have left the pizza for him to eat because what I did was not necessary. I just want to know if I indeed went too far by collecting my own pizza, which I bought with my own money, to a total stranger, and as a result, he decided to insult me and tell me how irresponsible that I was. Wow, this is actually a very funny story. But come to think of it, why should an Uber driver be so nosy in his passengers' personal life like that? Sometimes people must learn to mind their business. Guys, what are your thoughts about this whole pizza and Uber driver story? Do you think the lady went too far for taking back a pizza, or did she do the right thing? What would you have done differently if you were in her shoes? Would you have collected your pizza back, or would you have left the pizza for the driver to go and enjoy? Now, let us move on to the power word for this story. Our word for this story is impetuous. Impetuous means to act quickly or suddenly without thinking or being careful. For example, the Uber driver in our story was such an impetuous person. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification for more videos. Until I see you in the next video, is bye y'all.